Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to dive into the really profound teachings of Zen master Thich Nhat Hanh. He offers this incredibly powerful way of looking at time, happiness, and, the surprising place we can find the life we're all searching for. So let's just start with a question. He invites all of us to ask ourselves. It really gets to the heart of our deepest hopes and, well, our anxieties too. You've been searching for something, right? Maybe for a very, very long time. But what is it really? You see, for so many of us, the answer to that question gets caught in this super subtle but really powerful trap. It's one that keeps happiness, always just a little bit out of reach. We all tell ourselves these stories, don't we? I'll be happy only when I finally get that promotion. Or I'll be able to relax only when the kids are finally out of the house. Or maybe only when I find the perfect person will my life actually begin. See what's happening? Happiness always becomes this future thing, something that's conditional on getting something we don't have right now. But here's the catch with that whole way of thinking, that then it never actually shows up. I mean, even when you get the promotion, your mind just immediately creates a new then to start chasing. It's like a horizon you're always running towards, but can never, ever reach. And by putting all our energy into this future that's, well, basically an illusion, we end up sacrificing the only reality we ever have, this moment, right now. So if chasing the future is a trap, what's the alternative? How do we possibly break free from this, this endless cycle of just waiting? The answer is so simple, it's almost radical. But man, it is profoundly challenging to put into practice. We have to really get it deep down that the past is just a collection of memories, and the future is just a projection. They're just ideas floating around in our heads. They aren't actually real. Because the only place life is actually happening is right here, in the now. And this is the core of it. Thich Nhat Hanh teaches that everything we've been looking for, enlightenment, God, peace, our true selves, it isn't often some distant future or some mystical place. It's already here. It's waiting for us in this present moment. This beautiful piece of calligraphy, it captures a line from the classic Vietnamese poem, The Tale of Kyo. And what it means is that only by truly, fully arriving in the present moment can we actually see what's right in front of our faces. You have to land in the now to see the here. So when you put it side by side like this, it just becomes so incredibly clear. On one side, you've got the only when mindset, basically a life of constant chasing, of trading what's real for something that's just imaginary. And on the other side, you have the practice of arriving in the now, where you realize happiness is already available. It's a huge choice in how we decide to live our lives. Okay, I know what you might be thinking. This all sounds great in theory, right? But how do we actually do it? How do we stop our brains from constantly running off to the past or worrying about the future? Well, what's amazing is the practices are so simple, so accessible. It all starts with your breath. That's your anchor to right now. Your mind wanders off and you just gently, without judgment, bring it back to the feeling of breathing in and breathing out. When you walk, you just focus on the sensation of your feet on the ground, feeling like you're arriving with every single step. And you practice looking deeply, truly seeing the people in your life, not just the labels or ideas you have about them. I love this, because this philosophy can turn the most mundane, everyday activities into something profound. When you drink a cup of tea, you can be totally there with it. You can see the clouds, the rain, the sunshine that all went into growing those tea leaves. And all of a sudden, a simple little act connects you to the entire cosmos. And when we really start to practice this kind of deep presence, something incredible starts to happen. Our whole perception of time and reality, it begins to shift. It's funny, the poet William Blake was talking about this exact same thing centuries ago. When you are fully, truly present, you can touch the infinite in something finite. You can literally discover the entire universe held within the smallest details of the now. But here's what's so important to understand about all of this. This is not some peaceful, easy philosophy that was cooked up in a monastery, totally detached from the world's problems. It was actually forged in the exact opposite conditions. As a young monk back in the 1950s, Thich Nhat Hanh lived right through the brutal war for Vietnamese independence. I mean, just imagine this. His daily reality was bullet holes in the temple walls, the sound of explosions every single night, and losing his friends and fellow monks. The deep, deep peace he teaches about wasn't found by escaping all this suffering, but by learning how to be fully present right in the middle of it. I mean, just listen to this gut-wrenching line. It's from a poem he wrote during the war, when Vietnamese were fighting against other Vietnamese. It just shows a heart that is capable of holding the most intense pain imaginable, the pain of being killed by your own brother, and still responding with this incredible compassion. This is the depth of presence he's talking about. It's not about feeling good, it's about being with what's real. And so this brings us to this really radical new way of looking at our spiritual journey. In a lot of traditions, there's this idea of a pure land, a kind of heaven or paradise that we're trying to get to after we die. But Thich Nhat Hanh's teaching just flips that completely on its head. He says there is no path to the Pure Land. The Pure Land is the path itself, and it's available to us in every mindful step we take and every conscious breath we breathe. So we're going to end right back where we started with a question for you. What if all the happiness and the peace and the love that you've been so desperately searching for, what if it isn't in some distant future? What if it's right here, right now, in this very moment? The only question left is, are you present enough to see it?